YouTube journalist.
Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. This is not supposed to be my first upload of the new year, but this also proves that new year but same old BS. But I had to put a hold on the editing of my original upload for today because this was hilarious and Katie Joy absolutely needs to really take a break from social media and gather herself. So let's get into this, but before that, my usual disclaimer. Please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. Since the release of Gypsy Blanchard, Katie Joy has been posting continuously, and she was announcing how she is such good friends with Gypsy's stepmom Christy, and she has been for like first it was 4 years, now it's 4.5 years, and that she will be correcting misinformation that people put out there because she is close to the family. Well, she made this post which had me thinking, Katie Joy, do you not remember the shit that you have put out in the past? And especially when you admit to doing background checks on people, that you should remember stuff like that. But I'm going to get into that a bit later. For those of you talking smack about the Blanchards, finally exposing April Jones. This all happened tonight because April was set to be on at News Nation now at 9 p.m. CST. They want all media to know not to book interviews with April. April almost got a primetime interview on a major cable news network. I have been friends with Christy Blanchard for 4.5 years. She is the most loving woman in the world. She is very protective of her kids and she is also not confrontational. April Jones has exploited Christy's calm demeanor to get away with so much vile behavior. We have had all this information about April for 4.5 years and have never released it. Lies. But April got cocky and convinced at News Nation Now to interview her at 9 p.m. Central Time tonight. She misrepresented herself to the network as an expert on Gypsy's case and a family friend. I don't believe that. April did not anticipate that this interview slot would get leaked to the Blanchard family, but the family found out. This woman has threatened to bury Gypsy and wants to hurt her. She was about to get a massive shout out on a major cable news outlet. This is very misleading, and in future videos I'll explain why. Gypsy shouldn't have to address this publicly. She has to focus on herself and her healing. From what I've seen today, Katie Joy, Gypsy is doing very well. She is living her best life. Christy doesn't have a large platform, and I helped my friend out. Christy should actually do research on what she has done to other friends. So Christy Blanchard, please do your due diligence and beware. If you poke a mama bear long enough, she will fight back. Christy knows that media outlets follow me. Because she told her, Katie Joy? She wants all media outlets to stop giving this woman the time of day. So shouldn't she be telling them that? Until you have walked in a day in their shoes, don't judge what you don't understand. I've learned that Gypsy is far more complex, the sum of her case. Work on your writing, Katie Joy. She has a ton she wants to do to help victims or Munchausen by proxy. She hopes to educate and advocate for others so what happened to her and her mum doesn't happen to anyone else. She paid her price and served her time. Now she wants to use the platform this case gave her for good. So that's exactly what she's doing, Katie Joy. So I said to you guys that it seems as though Gypsy Rose is living her best life because I saw this post on Ball's 2.0 Instagram page, and it seems as though Gypsy Rose's husband posted a picture of himself, so he must have been getting negative comments. So Gypsy posted at the bottom of his post and says, "Line, don't listen to the haters. I love you and you love me. We do not owe anyone anything. Our family is who matters. If you get likes and good comments, great. If you get hate, then whatever, because they don't matter. I love you. Besides, they jealous because you are rocking my world every night." Yeah, I said it. The D is fire. Happy wife, happy life. Gypsy is doing the damn thing and she is not shy to admit it. She is living her best life. Now back to Katie Joy's post and the lies that she tells. The beef that Katie Joy has with Fancy is not of recent. It stemmed from 2019 when, after she had a discussion with Fancy and Brandy, not Brenda Katie Joy, and something went down after that interview that led Fancy to put the interview up on social media that they had with Katie Joy, and it was exposed how Katie Joy said that her son, who has autism, and that because he was autistic, could be manipulated into murder.
Well, she murdered her mom.
I think they played up on Nick's autism and made him look way more innocent than he is.
He is absolutely developmentally delayed and should not be in prison.
Not as much as people think.
Not as much as people think.
That is really, the specialists have all contradicted themselves. When you read emails that he does, he is intelligent.
But you can be intelligent and autistic.
No, autistic, absolutely. No, not the same, no.
But he's not developmentally slow in any means, no.
But autism is considered a developmental disability.
It's considered a neurological disability.
No, it affects all aspects of development. My son is autistic, so.
Do you believe that your son could be manipulated into murdering somebody?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Why? And how? And where is your son at on the spectrum?
He's high functioning.
He's high functioning. Why do you think that could happen?
Because they're vulnerable.
You're actually the first one that we've talked to that has said that.
I think anyone that has autism can be manipulated because they're vulnerable.
Then Katie Joy went on a channel and admitted to doing a background check on Fancy and verbally divulged Fancy's past publicly and with malice, in my opinion. But you can be the judge.
Today was a really ridiculous day. So I ended up reaching out to Chris. Well, before I even sent a message to Christy, I did a background check on Fancy because I was like, well, something's got to be weird. So I find this page called, I don't even remember, Fake by Proxy by accident. And it had her real name, April Johns. So I was able to run a background check, and I found out she had criminal convictions, 12 evictions, all kinds of fraud in her background and non-payment and judgments. And I was like, okay, that's weird. I mean, I try not to judge people, but not paying your rent 12 times and getting kicked out 12 times, that's kind of a pattern. That's not I don't know, I just don't think that's okay. I really hate people that don't pay their dues. I mean, I understand we all fall on hard times, but 12 times is excessive. I see mugshots of her, and I'm like, okay, this is okay, there's something going on here, right? And then I try to Google her name to see if I can find anything related to the entertainment industry, an IMB or an IMD thing. All I see literally is a page that she created that had 2 pre-production things that she said that she was creating that didn't have websites, that didn't have anybody involved in it, and that she was on a podcast that she self-produced and then worked with this other guy that produced another podcast. So when I'm starting to figure out that this is not passing the sniff test, all of the extensive amounts of lives where it seems like this is all just a grab for attention and sort of fame, I felt like she was maybe using the family and maybe a clout chaser that had convinced the family to do something that was never going to happen. I was like, all right, I have to reach out to Christy. She responded, and she was super funny because one of the very first things she said to me is, I knew who you were immediately. I've seen your videos on Love After Lockup. And I was like, that's hilarious. Who would have thought that Christy Blanchard watched me just to talk about my gossiping about reality TV, right? You never really know who's watching your stuff. But then today that happened. And this is when I got angry. Because she basically said that Christy manipulated me. And that it's so ridiculous what she says here. It's laughable for her to assume that I'm so easily manipulated, and it's insinuating that, the Southern Cajun woman could somehow change my entire impression of her and that I would suddenly stop wanting to talk with them, and I would flip the script so quickly. It had nothing to do with the fact that she lied to me to get me on the phone. She never disclosed to me that she was separated from the family. She recorded the call with no reason. She completely bashed Gypsy and Christy while I was talking to them, disregarded everything that I had to say about the disorder and all of my expertise in terms of covering cases like this. And then after finding 12 convictions and arrests and a massive storm of people that she has blocked or screamed at, or all the fights she's gotten into, it's like the most unprofessional mess I've ever seen in terms of a production. And then to have my entire conversation over the course of weeks put on Facebook with the idea that we're going to post the entire video of me talking to them, and that we feel that Katie was 100% wrong in how she handled the situation. We all feel that she was taken in by the sweet Cajun woman, and this is why she reacted so poorly. So she's saying that I'm reacting so poorly and don't like them anymore because Christy manipulated me, and I'm just so stupid that I couldn't figure out that she had 12 convictions and forged Gypsy's signature. Because I have that too, girl. Then she posted my entire interview with them that, again, I did not know was going to be recorded until the very minute it was recorded. And that video is on YouTube, you guys, making me look like I'm some pansy that doesn't know how to do research and easily influenced. No. When I saw that, I was like, bitch, hold my beer. Then I was like, well, let's talk about the things that she said. Please. This is why I don't think that anyone should work with her. And then here is where she forged Gypsy's name onto a life contract with By Proxy. The top is the contract for By Proxy, and the bottom is Gypsy's actual handwriting. They're not even remotely the same. Gypsy never agreed to do this documentary, never agreed to be a part of it, and instead, when she couldn't get her on board, she just signed it for her.
This video is extensive and filled with Katie Joy lying about what went on in the interview with Fancy and Brandy, which I am going to try and get the original video and we can go through it. This is what I think unfolded, and I'm not exactly certain about the exact details or facts. That Katie Joy turned on Fancy and did a background check and tried to bury her. But I think Katie Joy saw a cash cow and wanted the whole pie. And also she went on to make several more videos trying to make people look at this person, and that is Fancy, sideways. What Fancy has gone through in her life and the wrong she has done. And to me it seems as though she has tried to do right since then, because Katie Joy is not bringing forth anything that has happened since then, and now is trying to bury Fancy so she can be to the Blanchard family who Fancy was, and that is the spokesperson for that family. I was watching a few videos in regard to Gypsy Rose, and I came across a YouTube video done, and it was an interview done by A&E, and Fancy was in that video, and that was 4 months ago. Look, at the end of the day, Gypsy has a lot of support, and then there are people that feel that Gypsy needs to take it slow. And in my opinion, is that I feel Gypsy has been through so much in her life. Straight out of prison, she is on social media. That is a lot, and I hope she is able to navigate the good with the bad. And I was hoping that she would take time to acclimate herself to the world and finally being free and in the real world. But that's just me. I wish her all the best and hope that those people that are surrounding her truly have her best interest at heart, or have the best intentions for her, because I feel Katie Joy does not. She is doing, in my opinion, what you heard she accused Fancy of, and that is using the family for clout. I suggest these people do their due diligence and research exactly who Katie Joy is, and when that day does come and they find out who Katie Joy is, as I'm going to show you in future videos, Katie Joy cannot and should not use the same excuse she used when she got sued by Tati Westbrook and settled and said that Clark Swanson manipulated her. Because all those words that she used 4 years ago in her videos trying to bury Fancy Macelli, all those words do not age well. Let me just say that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.